Joining us right now is Eagles All-Pro center Jason Kelce. Jason, first off, man, thanks for hopping on. We do appreciate it. Rob Ellis, Devin Caney. But did you hear that the last caller just said regarding you?
I heard the end of it, and I don't know the context of what was before that, but I think in general, yeah, I think I do have some pull, I guess. Yeah.
I don't think anybody's burning any buildings down, but we're glad that you have pull. Jason, first off, I hope you had a great Christmas. And I was thinking about this, yesterday when I knew we were going to be talking to you. It had to be kind of a weird day, right? I mean, you had, I'm sure, the family stuff in the morning, then you had to get out of there to the stadium. Just logistically, how did it work out for you on Christmas morning and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, we've played on, holidays before, and Christmas is obviously a big one, but, I think you get used to you're such in a routine for game day that, I know that it might seem like it's, very out of the ordinary, everything. And for the family, I think it sure is. But, once you snap into, pregame meal and you're at the stadium by this time, you're doing this exercise at this time, and I think you get locked into the routine that you do each and every week, and it just feels like a regular game for the most part.
Jason, I don't know if you saw this or not, but the internet has found your holiday doppelganger in Sam the Snowman from the old Rudolph film. Did you see that? Because it is uncanny.
I did see that. It was interesting because I've gotten something else from that exact same Rudolph claymation.
Really?
I've always gotten I look like the Yukon Cornelius more. That's the first time I've ever gotten Santa Claus.
Okay, but, I could see that too.
I think my brother and I both agree. Santa Claus, the snowman looks a lot more like Ed Kelce, our dad. But yeah, it was pretty fun. I think that's one of the better Christmas movies to sit down and watch. A lot of nostalgia there. So,
agreed.
Yeah.
Clearly, you're much more handsome, Jason. I mean, there is absolutely no comparison. Hey, Jason, there's no doubt. I want to remind everybody that it is the time that you want to be listening. First off, you're listening to 94 WIP HDTV, but it is the time for our name, Devin. All right, you want to be locked into this thing. Okay, this is time for our name. It is critical that you know exactly what the name is. Are you prepared? Are you fully prepared for this?
I'm fully prepared, yes.
All right. So the name for today, and you want to remember this for Friday, is Bobby Hoying, former Eagles quarterback, Bobby Hoying. If you get all four names, and we'll give two more out the next 2 days, you will win tickets to see Jason and his teammates play on New Year's Eve at 1 o'clock at Lincoln Financial Field, and that is courtesy of NovaCare Rehabilitation. NovaCare, the power of physical therapy. All right, Jay, so I wanted to follow up on a lot of what's going on here. And you guys won the game, no doubt. You put up 33 points, and you beat the Giants. You moved to 11-4. But yourself and some of your teammates expressed, hey, look, we won, but we're not satisfied. Devontae Smith was asked about 1,000 yards, said, I'm not thinking about 1,000 yards. I'm thinking about how we need to get better as a team. What is it that you aren't quite satisfied with what's going on?
Well, I think it's mistakes. It's not we dominated in a lot of fashions in that game, right? The offense put up over 400 yards and moved the ball efficiently and effectively throughout the game for the most part. But the penalties and turnovers and the things that continually hurt us, we're still happening. So we got to get these things fixed. We do. We got to get back on track. Definitely, happy that we played much better. But we know we can't play like that and expect to win, games down the stretch here. So I think we got to get things cleaned up. We got to start playing like a winning football team, and I think that's why guys are frustrated.
Do you take it upon yourself, Jason, as one of the leaders of this team, to address that? Like our caller was saying earlier, he wanted more people to be more vocal. In front of the media. I don't buy that. I think you need to do it behind closed doors. But
I think I think there are certain things that you can say in the media that send messages and stuff like that. But we're having a lot of discussions inside the building. We try to be as open and honest publicly as we can. But I think that the reality of it is that you're also, we're a team. There are a lot of discussions that happen in house. And, I'm just trying to fix my own stuff for the most part. I mean, I'm trying to, obviously I have a larger role than that, but, I've had a false start thing near every game for the last 5 of them. I've had, there was a snap issue from the last game. So it's like stuff like this that, everybody's, not everybody, but, we're just having way too much of. And, we fix that. I think everybody will be very, very surprised at how much that just alone makes a difference in the outcomes of these games.
Jason, throughout the season, and especially recently, we've heard a lot of, you guys aren't playing to the standard. You can play a better football game. This late in the regular season, I mean, what's the temperature of the team behind closed doors? Because we can speculate all we want. I know that there have been some tense moments on the sidelines, some clear frustration from players and coaches. Would you say you guys are overall feeling pretty positive about the rest of the way?
Last week, I mean, listen, when you win, it naturally builds positivity. Negativity creeps in and frustrations mount as you lose games, and especially when you start losing consecutive games. So after the 3-game stretch, there's a lot of dialogue, there's a lot of discussion, there's a lot of, frustration. This past week will help, and it's definitely, a lot better that we got in the win column. Got another one this week, and hopefully we can just keep building on these next 2 opportunities we have before the end of the season, going into the playoffs. And I think that that'll definitely, that's the goal, is to just end this thing on the right note, heading into the playoffs with the right mindset as a team and a collective group of guys.
Jason Kelce joining the WIP Morning Show. Rob Ellis, Devin Kane. Jason, the run game I thought was very effective last week. I know Swift didn't get over 100 yards, but I thought he ran the ball really, really well, and it was good to see him get the amount of touches that he got. Can you just talk about how much you guys feeling that kind of right away? Is that something new you might be able to do in the game, and just that returning and how big that element is for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, our offense is best. Any offense, for the most part, is best when it can be balanced. If you're trying to be one-dimensional, it makes it very, very difficult. And I think we have great backs, we have a great offensive line, and at times we've really, really asserted our will. And, I think the last 2 weeks we've been doing a much better job as a unit. Seattle, not an outstanding day, but we ran it pretty effectively. This last week, definitely, for the most part, had a good day on the ground. So I think, if we can keep doing that, it's going to help so much more of the offense out. So I think definitely happy with the performance, happy that Swift. I keep telling him, you got to start going down at the 1 yard line. Just go down at the 2, you'll get another carry. Let's don't do this to yourself. But no, he's
got great football IQ, man. That slide down to not go out of bounds was just a really smart football play. It really was.
He's an intelligent player. He's a gifted player. He's really, really. It's been awesome having him on the team, and I think he's one of those guys. Even when he's frustrated, he just keeps putting his head down and keep going to work. And you admire your teammates that are like that, because it's hard in this business. And I think that everybody wants to have success. Everybody wants to win games. And I think that guy's a very unselfish player, and he's a guy that, he's going to do his job, assist his teammates as best he can, and then when his number's called, he's going to go above and beyond to try and make sure he makes it a successful play.
Jason, talking about our caller who was on right before you joined us, you're a leader on this team. I want to know what you are saying to your teammates to get them up, not just for this Cardinals game coming up, but for the rest of the regular season and getting in the right mind for the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds redundant, but it's the same thing. I don't think, I know everybody wants to hear something different. We've had a lot of discussions about, my mind, when you're struggling, the biggest thing that you have to maintain is communication. I think a lot of times that's one of the things that shuts down, and the moment that shuts down, that's when it really gets bad. So, there's a lot of, publicity, I guess, being made about sideline yelling matches and guys voicing frustrations. let me tell you, the best thing that guys can do is voice frustrations. The worst thing you can do is not tell anybody, or maybe tell a guy on the side. I think people talking is the only way you're going to get to the bottom and the root cause of, what needs to be fixed. So I think for us, just keep coming to work with a desire and a curiosity to figure this thing out and get better, and to improve your game. And if you come to the building with energy and excitement and a grind and an effort to get better, that's all you can do. And I think that naturally that'll rub off on other guys. And I think it's that's how you have to operate. And don't let these circumstances or a rough stretch of games dictate who we are. The story isn't finished yet. We know we have great talent in the building. We know we have great players. We know we have great coaches. And I think that, we can be so damn good if we all just, keep going here. So, we got a great opportunity ahead of us, especially if we take care of this game this week and the one after that. And, if we do those two things, we put ourselves in a pretty darn good position.
Jason, we appreciate you jumping on. Last one from me. Your head coach is going to be joining us at the bottom of the hour, and he himself said yesterday, I probably need to lighten up a little bit on the sidelines. I'm getting a little bit too tense. Does that fly in the face of expressing yourself? Do you think he can go a little too emotional sometimes on the sideline, or do you love the authenticity of himself?
Listen, we all have the ways that we express ourselves, and it's unique to each and every one of us. And, I was just talking to my brother about this. He gets in all these, throws his helmet down on the sideline. Mm. And whenever you have an eruption or an emotional outburst, which I myself am very prone to doing, you realize how, it's afterwards, when you calm down, you realize, maybe I should have done it. Maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have done that. And for the most part, you try and move forward and be a more composed and, mature individual, or however you want to phrase it, right? But the reality is, one of the reasons Nick Sirianni is a great football coach is because of that emotion, is because of that enthusiasm and competitive fire that causes that, right? Can it be composed maybe more, or let out and maybe some other way? Maybe, I don't know. All I know is, when you're trying to light a fire up under somebody, sometimes you got to do something like that. All right. And I think I would rather Nick keep being himself. I'd rather all of our teammates keep being themselves. And, I very much live by the, wear your heart on your sleeve, be the guy you are, and we'll win with that guy. You know what I mean? Players, coaches, whoever. Let your personality show. And I think the teams that I've been on, the guys that operate like that, it just ends up better. Now, you gotta do that, but also not have penalties and personal fouls and mistakes like that. But I think we keep wrangling this thing in a more productive manner. I feel very, very confident that those outbursts are something that are going to get that people to follow and listen even more.
Jason, well said, man. Listen, wishing you and the family all the best during the holidays. Happy New Year, and good luck against the Cardinals this week, man. Appreciate you chopping on. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Rob.
Take care. That is Jason Kelce. Good stuff there. Very honest.
Love the authenticity.
He's always
of
honest.
his answers. Yeah, but the fact
that
he, takes the time to really dive into those answers and break down what's going on. I don't know. He's great. He's a gem. And he's always self-critical. I got to do a better job with the false starts. He's honest.
And I got to clean up my act, before I'm telling others to clean theirs up. I mean, that guy gets it.